Yeah.
Sometimes I feel so dumb. Like, really?
Yeah, it does that. And it's a 10-second cooldown, 50 mana cost, disarm, 50% slow, AoE, 200 damage, and it mini-stuns. Like, and it will reposition for yourself and the enemy. It's hard to overstate how good I think Aghanim's card is. It's very, very valuable. So hopefully he will buy it this game. If Sumail doesn't buy it, you know, come in at like 35 or something, I'm gonna struggle to watch this.
Where does it say it has a start? Am I
it doesn't say. No, it doesn't say that. No, it doesn't say that.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, it's not in the tooltip. No, God, no.
What?
It just, well, it has it. You can try it. It's, well, that's Dota.
I think I've only seen it used as like a disengage tool, right? I've only seen it used where like snipers, I'm out of here. Yeah, never seen it used as a TP. What else?
That's why I bring you that info.
It blows them, it stuns them.
Yeah.
It does everything.
I'm a level 30 sniper spammer, man. I know those little details right there for you.
Jeez Louise, all right, cool.
A lot of people. Yeah, I mean, Assassinate, for reference, does say that it mini-stuns, right? So you could literally just copy-paste the tooltip text from his ulti onto his shard as well. And there you go. They can fix it quickly. Mini-stun.
Wild. So they took away the mini-stun off headshot and gave it to the concussive grenade.
It will come back to shrapnel soon as well.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Okay, so bottom lane, we already see the Tidehunter blocking up the creep wave. Morphling giving respect to it. He does not want to walk up on a Tide, realizes he's probably not alone. Lion indeed lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, and then this lane, we talked about it briefly during the draft. Tidehunter versus Morphling, Morphling being quite low range. Anchor Smash does a lot of work. And if you're able to have, so this situation here where you've blocked the wave, pushed it into the tower, it's going to push back. Now you can kind of chase the Morphling with the Lion and the Tide and chip away at him early on.
Exactly, yeah. This is a really good start for them on the side of Boom, on their offlane. Gonna be pretty happy about it. However, GH did get the D ward before the first minute spawn. So they're gonna have the small camp available early to reset and fix this lane.
It's super important for the ET. To get that equilibrium reset, and of course the Spirit as well. Sniper already giving it to RML's TA. Sumail 6-0. RML 2-2. And this was the lane matchup that we were looking at as being potentially explosive. I don't know if RML expected it to be like this.
Yeah, I mean, they willingly put a mid TA against Sniper. They have to assume that it's going to be a tough lane. You know, this is just not an easy matchup for TA at all. However, look how aggressive Sumail is positioning himself. You could see early rotations towards this mid lane if the supports get given a chance.
Does TA ever get to play this lane?
Oh, no, it's just survive and then go jungle. Yeah. So, and, you know, that's the opposite of what I've been talking about, what I want from mid laners in the current meta as well. I like mid players that can open up early, start activating, go to side lanes. And when you have this type of a lane as TA, it's just going to be recovery mode.
Well, here's that spot where you're able to play forward as the Tide and the Lion. GH is going to get himself back to tower. Ghost. Oh, the Fairy Fire. What's he got left? No waveform. No range to chase out Tim's. Close on both sides.
Yeah, trading a lot of HP there, but nobody really falling a casualty in this war. And GH gets a nice pull on the Vul camp, so he gets several denies. Up top lane, we haven't really talked about it at all so far. With the cool Queen Imperia Vengeful Spirit going on here. Noob, we'll see what you can do with the Vengeful. 10-0 for last hit.
A very large chicken. Clucking away up there. And the build on this Vengeful Spirit, like we used to see Aghanim Scepter as the offlane Venge build. Is that same story?
Should be. Yeah, Aghanim Scepter changes how you can play the game entirely. Ooh, they're going on DK and Tinker with the laser.
He does. Yamage and Noob, quite a bit of damage onto Jackie there, but once the robots are down, the laser is used. Nice.
Yeah. Laser is a fantastic counter to this lane. Obviously, they're entirely on their right clicks, so taking away one hero's ability to click for a while is always going to be great for saving.
He got his hands on the Lotus as well. Across the board, though, 3 green cores at the top of the last hit board.
yeah, feeling pretty happy about themselves. I mean, mid lane being the big lane to talk about, the sniper just kind of dominating TA as is expected, I should say. But he's going very, very deep on the tower again. Sumail definitely wanting to put the pressure on this TA, who doesn't have boots yet, and Sniper does. So Armel has to be very cautious not to get too close.
Yeah, it's not a comfortable time. We used to see snipers a lot stacking like the camps near them. Is that something Sniper can still do?
Yeah, he definitely can stack up and focus on that. He does have the ghillie suit, so got nice farming.
Yeah, I guess the extended or the normal duration shrapnel, not the quick scatter shot one.
Yeah, it's funny that you take this facet almost just to have this shrapnel. You don't really take it for the, oh, they can't see you when you take aim. Like, that's hardly ever relevant.
You don't take it for the positive effect, you take it for the not negative effect.
Exactly, yeah. He did have the other facet hovered for quite a while during the start of the game. I'm happy he didn't go for it, because while it can find more kills, I think in this particular lane, against melee heroes, you want to have the long duration shrapnel. And TA is basically melee.
Basically, yeah. Some lane pulling by Yamich. Januel is going to drag the Centaur across, but even the stomp, the dire creeps don't care. They do not go into this camp. They're not allowed. And they are chasing Tims down south. Ghost and GH get in on top of the Lion and the Tide. It's just regen battle. No real kill threat. Just putting themselves in a position now where they can maybe back up and pull.
Yeah, a lot of consumables being used. No real permanent lifesteal for the Morphling yet, but the Tide does have his Morbid Mask, so he's starting to heal up off those creeps. Try and get that sustainability going in lane.
And at some point, you've been talking about this sniper being out of position. That's going to elicit a reaction from Tims. Lion's going to move out. ET's going to react. I mean, hell, minute 6 is coming up. I'm kind of surprised we don't already see some movement into that mid lane for the active rune.
I mean, Tusk is here. He's looking for it. He's trying to wrap around. He has been spotted by a TA trap right now. He's close enough.
They scan it.
Got seen, I think. Or maybe
they know
he
it's
didn't
there.
spot it. It's very close.
They know someone's around. So Invis there for Yamich. And now we do see the movement of the Tinker coming in towards mid, as Armel's tower is starting to take a bit of a beating.
Yeah, Tinker actually finds the Tusk because he sees the aura, the tag team aura around him. Minus tech speed.
I was wondering if Tims is going to make a move. Lion's still down bottom with a Tide. Ghost playing very tight by his tier 1 tower. So they've kind of just left Armel and Januel to try and defend this tier 1 against Nigma, who are diving the tower now. Yamich makes a move on his own without his team, giving Armel first blood. ET wasn't there, Sniper wasn't ready. Yamich thought it's time to go, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, Yamich a little bit too aggressive there, as he already saw the Tinker moving towards mid as well. I would have thought that they, think better of that gank, because he was sitting right behind the TA. They go on the tower, try to go on TA, and obviously it's a very difficult kill.
Yeah, just very clear miscommunication there. GH going to make a move for the Wisdom Shrine. Tims and Jabs both in the vicinity though. And GH, what's he going to do? Try and spirit and slap and get a couple of whacks under Tims. Nearly just takes him down. Ghost will get the job done. Turns into Tide with a gush. They get the kill on him as well.
Ooh, you know what happened there? They got deconstructed is what happened. The facet on Elder Titan. You don't want to stand next to this guy for a long time. They had minus 10 armor from the deconstruction. So the longer you stand next to him, it drains magic resistance and armor away.
And up atop, tag team with Avenge damage. Jackie Boy going to get snowballed on, and this noob Ven just keeps on going. They give away first blood, but then a quick turn in pace gets Nigma Galaxy a good couple of kills in these side lanes.
Yeah, good moves back to silence. I think that's a smart choice as well. The sniper is completely fine on his own. Power rune spawns. It's gonna be the bottom shield rune. Probably not gonna be super impactful other than allowing Sumail to be even more aggressive than he's already been. Top tower nearly falling to Yamich just hitting it. Ursa coming in now, looking for the Venge.
Start off with a stun. Armel with that minus armor and plenty of damage to take down Noob. And now Yamich He's been left to his own devices here, trying to delay his death so they can come in with a sniper for a nice grab on Tim's. Yamich will finally fall to that breathe fire. Another Jackie.
Yeah, good rotation by Sumail, at least making it so that they get one kill at least for the Tusk dying. I think maybe Tusk could run north and just got on away, but more gold towards your sniper is a great thing to get early on in a game like this.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where you very much have to like compartmentalize it, right? Venge was dead, and then it's a case of Tusk is dying, rotate into that with sniper. You can't save the Venge, you can't save the Tusk, but you get the trade out kill.
Yeah, it's also like all the abilities were already used to get the kill, right? So sniper is very safe making that move. Now they're on to the DK. Damage is continuous.
Oh, wow. Not respecting this Sumail sniper who stuck around. Now bringing numbers to try and fight back. Yamich snowballs to the creeps, already tagged up by the Melt Strike, and that, with the Gush, makes short work of the Tusk.
It's a massive move up top, though. Boom, concentrating all their heroes up to the top lane. Do not want to lose this tower, but this gives time for Nigma Galaxy to play the lanes. They're sitting on every lane TA now, TPing down bottom, but I'm not sure how happy he's going to be against Ghost Morphling. Ghost could even turn into a TA, and if he wants to put some pressure onto the tower, yield that refraction and start going to work.
It's incredible how someone's game can change so drastically in a couple of minutes, though. This Templar Assassin who was being dumpstered by Sniper in lane for the first, what, 5-6 minutes of the game? 4 minutes later, she's dead even in net worth.
Yeah, I mean, big part is that TA farms camps extremely fast in jungle, but she has also found these good rotations. But yeah, he's starting to tap into the Ancients. This is kind of what you need to do. And also, he was given one free kill by the Tusk diving tower after seeing the Tinker mid.
Yeah.
That was a freebie that definitely helped her out a lot. So she has Dragonlance now. Let's see if it's going to be Blink Dagger next item, or if he's going to go for something more passive. I do like the Dragonlance into Blink builds. Activate early with a Blink Lion as well, when he has it.
Trying to hold out in his middle lane currently. Snowball with a shrapnel over the top. Reaction is here from Boom, though, with both Tinker and Lion protecting Armel, but the sniper's damage from range is unstoppable at this portion of the game. No way to get on top of Sumail, so he just sits there plinking away at people.
Very difficult to move when Tusk rolls in on you, keeps you in place, and then the headshot plus shrapnel, you basically get immobilized. The heal from the Tinker Marcher machines was not enough. And sadly, they didn't really have TPs ready. After making their previous moves, Tide couldn't join mid as well. So tower goes down. Finally, mid tower is opened up. Top tower already being removed. And that bottom tower for Boom might be in danger if they do decide to swing over a sniper. Pair up some heroes.
Yeah, we can see on the map, Boom filtering back towards their base, feeling a little bit uncomfortable with the pretty vast open space that Nigma Galaxy has. Right, you look at that line drawn up top. ET knows exactly where the DK is, farming out that outer ring. But that top jungle where Dire does have a little bit of vision is still very scary to play to. So the only safe spot is the kind of right-hand side, the Ancients over there near the outpost, which Nigma Galaxy could quite easily smoke and contest.
Yeah, right now, I think Boom, they want to play a little bit towards their item timings and farm up, but this gives a lot of possibilities for Enigma lineup if they want to make moves. The Arcane Rune on Tusk just running around, checking the jungle.
Radiant are scanning.
They scan the DK, they're like, is he there? Yeah, okay, he's there. And that just confirms that DK is not making a move. They were perhaps concerned that DK would go for a Blink Dagger and start ganking, but this is a Maelstrom DK. So, check boys, he wants to farm up.
I'm going to try and hit some kind of critical mass and synchronize with the TA a bit better. Because if you go Blink first as DK and your TA has Dragonlance, Lion and Tide nowhere near Blink, you're kind of just on your own. In a game like this where Nigma Galaxy have had that laning stage advantage.
Yeah, you also end up with a situation where you might not have enough damage to kill the Morphling ever. And for someone who might feel like, wait, Maelstrom on DK sounds kind of weird, but it is partly to counter out these high armor heroes. Not only Morphling, but Sniper also has really high armor, especially with the take aim later on, giving him 20 armor when he activates. So having magic damage from Maelstrom, maybe a Brooch, can be very useful for him.
Boom's move not paying off. Yamich well positioned there to protect the Venge as she's well on her way to the Aghanim Scepter. And Wisdom Shrines in about 30 seconds. Jab's going to get that. Left-hand side is pretty clear for Nigma Galaxy. They're very much tightening up with GH allowed to farm out the wave. Ghost tucked in behind him in that safe farm in the outer ring. And it seems like both teams pretty happy just to slow things down for the moment.
Yeah, it seems like farming is the route that we're going right now, but DK kind of looking for a chance together with his Lion, thinking if the Venge is hanging loose, but looks like it's just going to be a 1-for-1 on the Wisdom. There's a DD rune available for either team that wants to go and scout it.
It's more like the buddy system, right? Like Lion's there protecting DK. If they see an opportunity, they can, but their main goal is just to hit creeps and farm.
I like Nigma's positioning right now, though. This is pre-Tormentor. They know that Tormentor is an important objective. They're grouping up. And we also see the same from Boom. They're smoking over the TA and the Lion. Probably going to run into a Tide, bring him into a smoke. And Dragon Knight should probably have to TP and join this one. Tormentor is a massive fight to fight for.
Nobody gets the double damage. Not yet, anyway.
And she's still farming.
Is Venge ready to join yet?
I mean, she isn't. She's 700 gold away from her item. Doesn't have.
She might have to.
Under attack.
Yeah, she needs to join this fight. This is where Tide is amazing to have, though. That Ravage is fantastic for these big fights, and even TA traps.
Yeah,
securing the area.
Yeah, they de-ward sentries or observer wards, traps. A start-off gush from jabs onto Yamich. Tusk, the first point of contact here as they turn on him, ravage him, blow him up. But now Nigma Galaxy know there's no ravage, and that Earth Splitter landing onto 4 heroes with a sniper opening up with the damage from range. They've taken down Tims, and jabs will follow. Januel gone to Ghost as Armel and Jackie trapped in the tree line. Another sleeper stomp lands, assassinate into the big damage from Ghost. Clears out another. Yamich starts things off and dies, but a 1-for-4. Nigma Galaxy super happy because now the Tormentor's theirs.
I mean, GH just solo won that fight for them. Dear God. I mean, great bait by Yamich going in, getting the D-ward, and everyone went on him. Perhaps Boom messing up a bit there, stacking so hard. They got 4-man stomped into a massive Earth Splitter on 4 heroes. And they waited. They didn't wake them up during the stomp. He said, wait, guys, let my ulti hit them. That was beautiful damage coming out.
Why did Boom give up the high ground? Like, you know, it's a bit of a meme, you know, I have the high ground, Anakin, etc. But like, literally, high ground is better than low ground. But Boom, they came in, they warded, they got positioning, and then they went low ground again, giving Nigma Galaxy the chance to go and take the high ground from them.
I think a lot of it is that they were scared to just stand on the high ground with Tormentor next to them, and also with the Venge swap potential, right? So if you stand on the Tormentor area, you could get swapped out, and you also take damage just for being next to a Torm. So it's kind of painful to stand there in the standoff scenarios, since there's like this passive damage coming in, and any ability that gets thrown in, like a shrapnel hitting the heroes plus the Torm would just kind of melt you. So yeah, just a great fight by Nigma, using their heroes in a smart way, baiting and then punishing.
And then from Tormentor to Roshan, Nigma Galaxy firmly in control of this one. 10k lead. A 10k net worth Morphling. Sniper not too far behind him. And Boom. We've been talking about how they've been comfortable kind of sitting back and farming, hitting their item timings. Now they're starting to lag behind, and the timings are passing them by.
Yeah, looks like you know, they have this farming lineup that's gonna suffer exactly from this. You lose the first Tormentor fight, you lose the Roche, and now you're kind of lacking ability to make moves, right? Tinker is not great for ganking. Tide is good for fighting, but he has long cooldown on that Ravage. And TA DK is pretty damn greedy. So yeah, it's becoming a bit difficult. And all of it comes down to a simple thing, laning stage, right? The early game was really, really good coming out from Nigma, and then they pivoted from that into getting more.
Snowballing and snowballing. And now Noob has his Aghanim Scepter, of course, so he's going to be able to play much more forward, aggressive with the swaps. That's something that TA and DK are going to have on their mind.
wasting no time as well, straight towards more objectives. They go for a tier 2. They do drop their bottom tier 1 tower, but those tier 1s, they're gonna fall eventually. Getting a tier 2 tower is a much bigger objective since you take away so much permanent map control for Boom.
And just plant themselves up top.
Tower is dying very slowly though, if it's only sniper hitting. Like, right now I kind of wish to see them just go in and help. There we go, Venge going in to speed up this. They realize no one is defending. Let's just get this tower down. Morphling being eyed up a little bit bottom as he doesn't have the Aegis. Aegis were given to a sniper.
Starting to filter down here. Morphling, ET, then the Venge, then the Tusk. It very much is a swarming move, or swarming moves from Nigma Galaxy. You know, playing 5-man, of course, into the Torment, into that 5-man fight, into Roshan, but then 5 up the top, 5 into mid, into bottom. They are not going, they are not giving any individual chances to Boom for any pickoffs. They are making sure they are a tight-knit group, and they're going to be using this advantage to push it for more tier 2s.
Yeah, and they're shoving the important lanes now to get to those towers, as you mentioned. And with a smoke, even looking for a bit of kill potential. Still have the Aegis on Sniper, of course, so he's happy to invade. And now with some TPs on cooldown, knowing you forced the enemy to TP out previously, always a good time to fight when you know the enemy are limited on ways to get out.
It feels...
There are shrapnel up there, buddy. They put a new ward. He doesn't know.
Lacking critical information. Yamich and Noob in the meantime. Ooh, not quite getting the grab on Armel, who does get the blink away just in time, but the swap is there. The vision given. Now
he's
Armel
farming.
Trying to farm the creeps, knowing he's dead. Getting a couple more last hits on his way out. But Yamich and Noob, they've got his number.
Yeah, he's just gonna drop there. Gets caught. Nice swap coming out from Noob.
Meanwhile, Jackie has died to the Morphling ET.
Crazy they actually went down there. I didn't think the DK would die, but can be a downside of this build as well. He's actually a pretty damn squishy Dragon Knights. Mjolnir, Blade of Alacrity, no bracers, you know, no upgraded stick, no nothing really, so he does die pretty easily with the ET nearby.
This just is very crisp from Nigma Galaxy. Like this has the flavor of open AI almost, you know? From that top lane move, killing a tier 2, it's like very natural for players to go and farm an additional camp, you know, get some of the outer ring, take gold away from your opponents, farm the jungle that you've just taken control of. And Nigma say no, the jungle gold isn't worth missing out on the moves we can make mid and bottom to get these core kills, to get these tower plays and push out these lanes. As they get in towards mid, and Yamich, he's lost his life, but they've allowed Sniper and Vengeful Spirit to get real good damage onto that Tidehunter. And now Boom, yes, they're inside this March of the Machines, but the 3-man sleep into the waveform forward. They're just being shredded here. Boom, dismantled one by one. Ghost and Noob on mega kill streaks. A 5-man wipe, Boom are annihilated. Yes, you kill the Venge and the Tusk, but I don't know.
He's gonna die again, isn't he?
Absolutely everything. The buyback on jabs into a dieback. The Tidehunter falls apart, gives Ghost an ultra kill, and the tips are coming out.
Yeah, that fight was again so horrendous for them. They're so stacked up, and the ET is just... I mean, GH is having the game of his life here. 2-0-11, just landing massive stomp after massive stomp, and keeping all these armors really low for his sniper who's just laying in the damage. And they're also stacked up for the shrapnel. I mean, it's not just the stomp that's concerning. The shrapnel actually hurts a lot when you cluster the fight like this. Looking at the sniper damage in the previous fight, he did 7.7k damage. That's more than all of Boom did.
I mean, we're going to have to look at the post-game stat screen and see how much damage, you know, Armel or Jackie have done the entire game. You said it was how much? 7.7k damage from Sniper?
Yeah, in one fight there.
In one fight? Right, we'll keep our eyes open for the other members on Boom.
I'm concerned, actually. The Dragon Knight has not really been able to hit too much.
No, that's what I'm thinking as well. And what's that? 2 sets of racks. And Boom going to smoke up with a couple of heroes, but no Tide, no Ravage. A severe lack of information here as well, as they do lose that Observer Ward finally. But they're going to go and make a play. Jump onto the Sniper, snowball save. Yamich there to buy some time and turn around on the DK to find Jackie. Jab's now in trouble as well, as this Melt Strike from Ghost turning into TA mode and shredding them all. Forces the GG. We knew it was coming. Boom, tap out in game one. Nigma Galaxy, incredible draft. Super crisp play.
It worked out extremely well for them, the Nigma heroes here. They played so well into each other, and boom, only 51 damage. So that's pretty rough. Meanwhile, the Pango sitting at only +4 stats has 60. So starting Masters can be a little bit tricky to get.
Right, here we go. Game 2, Nigma Galaxy already having taken game 1 against Boom Esports. Boom with a lot to prove with this interesting draft, coming out with some heroes, putting them into slots that maybe we weren't expecting. The Bane making an appearance here for Boom. We'll see how they're able to play this one out against a very fast-paced Nigma Galaxy lineup with tons of global potential. Sunstrike, Solar Guardian, the Relocate, and this Marcy carry who can definitely pop off. I'll find out how challenging it's going to be for Boom to hold their own in the lanes and maybe punch back.
Both team with a similar approach, going for the late smoke wraparound, looking for potential kills, but they're gonna swing and miss, both of them, as they're going to the other side of the map. Jackie has to be a little bit careful not going into all 4 of them here. One hero that looks like he could potentially walk into danger, but he's just heading down his lane. He's playing it safe.
The battle begins.
Bane dropping cheese as his taunt is still so funny to me.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it for a long time. A lot of people are like, what does this even mean?
Isn't it something about like eating cheese or eating dairy giving you nightmares?
Yeah.
Is that actually a thing?
I don't know. I think
it sounds like,
we can
like
yeah. I know that it was something like it was something I was taught as a kid. Don't eat peanuts and don't eat cheese before you go to sleep, because peanuts you can choke on them. Like if you have like a bit stuck in your teeth and you like breathe it in. Cheese I never understood, because it was just like, yes, cheese can give you nightmares. Like why? I don't know. It's like psychoactive when you sleep. What? That doesn't make any sense at all.
My favorite psychedelic, the dairy product.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, maybe. Makes sense. I've had a lot of nightmares, drank a lot of milk. Makes sense.
No, look, it seems like the opposite might be true.
The opposite?
Cheese can release some kind of amino acid that helps regulate sleep and makes you have a nicer sleep if you eat cheddar and mozzarella. I don't know what cheese the other people are eating to have nightmares, but a gorgonzola, maybe gorgonzola gives you nightmares. And mozzarella's fine.
It's that moldy cheese, man. That's what gives me nightmares. I don't need to be asleep for that.
Oh, nasty business. Anyway, enough about that. We've got Dota in front of us. Noob, Nightmare already taking a hammering. Good Nightmare transfer by Yamich to keep the Dawnbreaker all right. But very punch heavy in this lane. Level 1 and all trading hits.
Yeah, a lot of brawling, and the attack speed slow, doing a lot of work from the Tusk coming in there. -50 attack speed is pretty annoying to fight into when he's standing next to people. Of course, got the bitter chill. So Dawnbreaker Tusk is a very tried and tested duo. It works really well. You get to tag team out before the swing from Dawnbreaker's Q, and it does a lot of damage very rapidly. Meanwhile, top lane is almost unplayable for the side of Ringmaster and Slanking, so they're trying to get creative shenanigans on lanes.
So why is that? Because I was looking at that lane, I'm thinking, okay, Ringmaster beats the IO in the 1v1 trading, no? And then Slanking should be okay? Like if they play this lane 2v2.
So if it's they play close to each other, right? The IO and the Marcy play close to each other, and the region buff that they have is already strong. But then you have Bodyguard. Bodyguard is this crazy ability on Marcy. You basically can't fight. You know, she bodyguards up the IO, and if you want to kill IO first because he's healing, but if you focus him, the Bodyguard triggers. And if you focus on Marcy, well, you just lose because IO is healing the Marcy.
Okay.
Really hard lane to play against.
Even at level 1?
Yeah, it gets progressively worse. Level 3, it's really hard, but it's strong from level 1.
So already they're dragging waves, planting themselves between tier 1 and tier 2, and looks like Tim's is also stacking camps for the Sand King, who has been notorious for jungling at level 2 these past few months. Oh, okay, yeah, Tim's. Ow. That hurts. That's first blood.
Yeah, that's pretty much the experience in this lane. It is such a cheesy combo. It's really rough. And they're gonna have no shame, just go in and try and deny some under the tower. He's gonna get the last hit though. Nice job by Jabs. Gets 2 of the 3, and the third one going to Creeps.
I didn't realize it was that strong, Wagga.
It hurts. It's a super painful lane. And Orb of Corrosion already completed for the Marcy coming out on the Courier, so that means if you get close now, you're gonna get slowed up a lot as well, and you're never getting away.
Noob down bottom, again battling with Jackie. Dawnbreaker at 14 last hits. Morphling at 16. Looking pretty good for Noob, honestly, with that wave still at his feet.
Yeah.
What's GH up to? The GH IO is scouting the Sand blocking his camp with a sentry. Oh, man.
He knows that there are not that many plays that they have on this lane, so Sand Kings, they always kind of want to fall back and use these camps to farm jungle. So centering it was probably the plan from before the game started. But yeah, Tim's getting no experience on the Ringmaster is really concerning to me. He's level 1 still. He's not even halfway, actually. He's just behind the halfway to level 2, and that's definitely concerning. You want that level 6 as soon as possible. Ringmaster ulti is a massive tool.
Yeah, with how rough things are up in that top lane right now, it's very important that Armel is doing as well as he is. 28 and 11, looking pretty hot in this mid lane with a good 10 last hit gap and pretty much a 10 deny gap as well over Sumail's Invoker.
Yeah, and a lot of experience that they are potentially not going to get here as well on Radiant. Thanking is trying to farm jungle. He's going to attempt to stack right now. Oh, that's going to be a stack of disappointment right there. He's going to find out. It is blocked. He pings it. He's like, what the hell? I want farm. He's transformed. He's no longer Sand King. He's Badge King.
He is.
It usually is that for us, right? When we cast, we get an offlane Sand King. They never look too happy.
No, but they do have these big comeback moments. They get the blink, they make some plays. And there's plenty of heroes to play with here as Jabs. And he will be able to de-ward the camp at long last.
It's pinged immediately by GH. GH got upset by that. You know, you'll remember that.
Oh, it's worth it for GH still. 1 sentry blocked 2 stacks. Yep. 50 gold for that. Feels pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely keeping your opponent at bay, lowering their experience gain. We don't talk too much about the mid lane, but 37 and 12, so very good denies over on the Pangolier against Sumail's Invoker.
I've not seen any Sunstrikes or anything like that just yet. Yamich is going to get away thanks to the Cold Snap stopping the roll-up from Armel.
Salve as well, keep himself healthy. No, I'm not going to find a kill. And you gotta be ready all the time on Jackie against this Sunstrike as well. The fear that the level 4 Exort already definitely is keeping his eyes on the Morphling. He can get a free kill.
I just got to be comboed up with the Tusk and the Dawnbreaker. And Yamich is kind of hiding his positioning here. Shows himself now to get in on top of Jackie. Morphling with full 1 charges. Sunstrike's coming. The damage not quite good enough yet. Pops the 1, the waveform out. Ooh. Jackie dead to the hammer throw. Meanwhile, Jabs dying to Ghost up top. Nigma Galaxy. Incredible speed of play here. Gonna lose GH on that Wisdom Shrine, though, as Ghost picks up a double kill, finishing off Tim's, and looking at Armel now with this pulse of damage still going. Gonna pick him up, drag him around. Sunstrike coming, and Armel popped. Sumail gets revenge.
4 dead at minute 7, you know, it's not rare. It's not common to see that many heroes gone and on the respawn timer this early in. They did get double Wisdom Rune, silver lining for the side of Boom. But Nigma are definitely the ones coming in with aggressive intentions, dictating the pace of the game, getting a mid tower now as well.
Yeah.
As Invoker was left to his own device for quite a while.
And showing little glimpses of this global potential. Before the Solar Guardian or the Relocate come in, just the Sunstrike and this positioning from Nigma Galaxy. Playing 2 side lanes very aggressively to get these kills.
Yeah, and GH going in and just kind of checking if stacks are being cleared by the Sand King, keeping an eye on it. There are a lot of stacks on the Ancient. But I think they're going to protect it with everything they have on Boom. Sumail denies the shield rune with his Forge Spirit, but Tusk may have rolled into a little bit too much here.
Yeah, Tornado. buys him a little bit of time, and Armel doesn't want to go and finish the job. Would have been another 2 hits. That's 2 hits too far.
Yep.
GH going to come and scout the Ancients, though, as Jabs and Tims are clearing them out. But look at the movement from Nigma. They put the Marcy a little bit closer, and boom, are scared.
Wisp is like the uninvited guest right here. He's like, okay, so what are we doing today? Well, oh, we're killing Ancients? Yeah, I'll take part in the experience. Can I invite my friend over? Marcy going. Wait, this
goes off into the box. There's a lot of control here. Hang on, Ghost is dead. Great turnaround. Tim stays alive, and that pick off on GH. Icing on the cake.
Huge for Boom. I don't think they expected there to be that many heroes. Of course, Nigma didn't have any vision in the area, and Boom, they hid the Pango behind the Sand King, and then just strike the moment Marcy oversteps. Also a little bit surprised they didn't pull the trigger on Dawnbreaker ulti for that one. No.
Oh, they had it, huh?
Yeah, they had it. Couldn't he have saved the Marcy perhaps there?
I would have thought so, yeah.
Perhaps he was scared to join, but he actually ultis in mid.
And then gets nightmared.
He didn't really get that much as well to speak for from that ulti. Unfortunate. He does help the Invoker, of course, who was getting ganked, but I think maybe Sumail was fine even.
And then back to lane, back to farming. And Jackie getting pretty close to his Vlads. Already has the Morbid Mask, so is able to just self-sustain in that bottom lane. And Boom are going to be relying quite heavily on Armel and Jabs, this Pango and Sand King, to make space. Go and find fights with their level 6s.
Yeah, we see Morphling farming pretty safely down here on bottom. I don't think it's so easy to contest him right now. Both teams kind of just going back to more farm focus. Jabs is 800 gold away from his Blink Dagger on the Sand King. Marcy decided to go for this armlet build. Corrosion into armlet. Very common to see on carry Marcy with IO. Oh, pops of dust. Wants the Sand King.
Yeah, they see Jabs now, but a 2-man stun into Wheel of Wonder. Boom, turning this one around again, punishing Nigma Galaxy for the eager aggression. They felt strong, and they were strong in the laning stage, but now they're being turned on.
I'm actually so amazed that Tims managed to get his way to level 6 as fast as he did. Double Wisdom Rune that they got was so important. Remember how he was level 1 when other heroes were level 3, working on level 4? So him having the ulti there to turn around that play, very, very important for them. Mid, they're looking for Bane.
Puts them not just on level footing, but slightly ahead in this game. And Bane and Nightmare himself try and get over the ice shards, but Januel unable to. And in comes Armel, tornadoed up in the meantime, but not able to fight 1v2.
Up top,
well, up top. Stole a Guardian to help GH. Noob can't save his buddy, trying to turn and fight alongside Ghost, but another 2-man stun from Jabs with that epicenter still going. Walks in towards Yamach, stun strike coming, and Sumail will get the kill. Tims, Jackie. Morphling's out of there, but Tims, well, I guess he's also out of there, just in a different way.
Yeah, he gets to safety. He actually had a killing spree as well, so quite a bit of gold for Ghost coming in there. Gonna be happy. Stacks being made.
And keeping attention away from this Morphling, a very important aspect for Boom. Jackie has had some calm, free time to farm.
Yeah, he's being left unattended, you know, nobody really thinking too much about him, so he's very happy. He's got his Vladmir's coming out right now and working towards the Manta Style, of course. First big item.
And here we're going to see the blink reveal out of Sand King. Tims goes mid to smoke up Armel, and they'll start traversing up into that top left corner of the map where Jabs, I think he's hiding the blink on his courier behind that top tier 1. The trouble is, Yamach has spotted this rotation in. There's the blink stun from Jabs, catching and turning onto Yamach. Tusk still alive though, with the Rolling Thunder just controlling the Marcy to try and keep her at bay. Boom, they wanted an aggressive play here to find a kill, but so far it's Nigma Galaxy who have brought the numbers and are turning this back on them. Nightmare save on Armel gets him out of danger. The grip on the Invoker, that's good, but they jump back in to save Sumail, and the Meatball Deafening Blast, massive damage on the Jackie. Snowball forward, that's going to catch up to the Morphling as well to punch him out of the game. Armel, he's on the run. The Jabs Sand King will be the focal point now as they turn to kill him quickly. And realizing they've got more left in the tank, they think about chasing, but that is dark and spooky up on the high ground. Still a massive victory for Nigma Galaxy.
I like that from Sumail. Give a tip over to Yamage. Big buyback from him coming back into that play there and going and catching important targets as well. So massive punishment for them. What looked like it could have been a good fight for Boom, starting out pretty well. The Fiend script there was optimistic as that turnaround punishment comes in. And this time it was Boom who get punished. Seems like whoever goes first in this game always gets punished and loses, you know? This is the game of counter initiations.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel stupid kind of looking at this and thinking, oh, this is Boom's big move. This is the Blink Dagger reveal. They're going to smoke up top. They're going to get this play, setting the stage for that. And I guess it's just props to Nigma Galaxy for realizing that exact situation without all the information that we have. They know that Blink is coming. They prepare themselves. They see the Sand King. They know that if Blink is coming, the enemy will play into Sand King's lane. They have all the heroes there ready and waiting. They break the smoke. That's just an amazing read and turn play from Nigma.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It was good heads-up play, good map read. This is one of those surprising games where, like, not a lot of towers have fallen. Only that mid-tower taken out. Both teams holding on to the side lane towers for now. Nigma looking to be the ones to smoke around towards top. They see the Sand King pushing the lane with the Sandstorm. He would be a pretty good target. They have Dawnbreaker ulti as well, and he's completely alone on jabs right now. Does he get the blink away? Oh, the dust actually cancelled his blink. And then the ATOS.
Oh my goodness.
The dust damage, man. It's so annoying.
Maybe they can find Noob down bottom, though, with, Diffusal Blade into the grip. They've slowed him, caught him. And they do find that kill as it started to look like Noob maybe had tucked himself away just far enough from the grasp of Boom. But this is a good spot to be in now as the Southeast Asian squad can go straight towards the Tormentor.
Yeah, get themselves the shard. Of course, this does mean that there's some time for Ghost to take out the top tower. And he finishes up his BKB on Marcy with that. So 15 minutes, armlet BKB. I mean, this is why IO Marcy is such a gross lane to play against. They're just very, very strong in the early game. And it's not like they scale poorly into mid or late game necessarily either. The only weakness of the combo is really that it's so one-dimensional. It does what you know that it will do. It's not very surprising, but it... You know, it's like the man who practiced one kick 1,000 times, you know. That's what IO Marcy. They're really damn good at kicking you.
It's like, what? A punch to the face is pretty like, you know what it's going to do. It's pretty surprising.
Yeah. And they're going to try that move on Roche, you know. See how the punch to the face feels for that old man. Alacrity up as well on the Marcy.
I think the scariest thing, honestly, is we still haven't seen the full move, the big play. Invoker's going to find a catch onto Tim's, and even with the escape box, he is dead. But yeah, we're still yet to see, like, the Tusk catching into Relocate, into Solar Guardian, like the big, like, wombo combo, I guess, the global combo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it almost may not play out that way as well, just because of how Boom have such good counter initiators with Sand King and Pango ultis. So maybe they're just gonna play more like we have seen here, more brawly, less global initiation setup. Either way though, Boom, they are the ones who feel like they need to find a way to accelerate their game here. Morphling, for as much time as he has been farming this game, is actually not that big. Overshadowed by the rapid progression of the Marcy.
Yeah, I mean, they've not taken any towers, have they?
No.
Still money ready to be claimed. They can go and get some of that. But Nigma Galaxy, yeah, glyphing this bottom tier 1, defending with a Dawnbreaker, and bringing numbers down here. And this Bane, who is lurking in the shadows, waiting for a go, might get caught. General steps back, then he steps forward. Nigma, not in the vicinity anymore, but they might come back now. It's a funny situation. They're smoked up and ready to go, and General's kind of toying with them.
Yeah. General not feeling too scared, and he's going for Aghanim Scepter this game. Get himself a nice buff on that ulti. I mean, there's no way he's gonna stand still and channel his ulti for a full duration, so if you can at least have his illusions do it for him, could be a solution. The thing is, Marcy Aghanim still stop the illusions as well, so if she gets Aghanim, your Aghanim's useless.
Oh, Armel stuck around top. Swashbuckle's ready, though, with the escape axe, so he's out. Oh, my God. That was jabs. That wasn't a neutral creep in that ancient cap. That was jabs, the Sand King, the position 3. Gone to the Invoker.
Welcome to maxed out Exort Atos combos from Invoker. There's the newer age style of Invoker gameplay. You go Midas, you go Atos, and then you burst people. If there's nothing to save them, people just die to this combo. Almost every hero on the map is usually a kill. Of course, in this game, Morphling wouldn't really die to it, but the rest of the heroes are all in danger to it.
It's funny how New Age is just old school but reskinned, right? The old Yule's Invoker did the exact same thing, just now it's a run of Atos instead.
It actually is the same feel. The Atos is longer range than the old Yule Scepter used to be, though, because Yule's you had to really sneak up on someone. Atos you just throw it from so far away. Sunstrike, Meteor, and Deafening Blast all can come from pretty far away as well. So pretty tricky to play against.
Yeah, before you were like a sapper, you know, you go in like that orc at Helm's Deep running in with a big old bomb. Now you're just artillery. You're long range. Don't need to show yourself. Yeah.
It's a fire and forget, and if you get a kill, nice. If the enemy commits saves, then okay, you had the protection, you know. It's a bluff check. Is the enemy fine or not?
And now with this Aegis for a couple more minutes, 3k lead emerging for Nigma. I'm trying to find any more pickoffs and openings that could maybe lead them to a tier 2. That's what Camille is hunting for right now.
Boom want to bite back though. They have the Veil complete on the Sand King. Smoking up as 3, looking for someone. They see Tusk mid. Not the best target, but at this point they might just go for any target. They get the Dawnbreaker vision, of course, on the side of Nigma. They will know now that there's the smoke going on.
And I guess seeing Morphling mid and Pango top, you kind of assume the smoke is focused around the Pango.
Yeah, you can...
Dawnbreaker then is like, okay, tuck myself away.
Yeah, you can guesstimate where the smoke should be. Noob's still in danger, though. Of course, there's the reload, and he is under a tower, so pretty dangerous to go on the Dawnbreaker. Tanky enough to live for a little while.
This is spooky. Jabs, what are you going to do? Burst Strike away. And did force a reaction out of the Tusk for now. Just the Tusk. Oh, hang on. They've also brought the Io and the Marcy on the right-hand side, looking for John Well.
Invoker's coming. Here's the move.
There's the Invoker. Run of Atos, Sunstrike, dead.
Didn't even need to commit any of the other spells. Easy support takedown. And all the while you're positioning like this, the Io Marcy are just sitting on lane, farming, pushing tower even. So it doesn't feel good for Boom. They're the ones forcing the rotation. And meanwhile, all the value going to Nigma.
At the very least, they kill the tower.
Yeah.
So they do open that top corner of the map for themselves, but yeah, it's just a case of using that now.
Exactly. They opened that part of the map, but they need to send their Morphling up and really inhabit that spot. As the game progresses, we have Aegis being reclaimed in 20 seconds. First Aegis, usually just a farming Aegis, right? Second Aegis, usually what we look to more to be the action Aegis, going for all the buildings.
They are pinging this Dawnbreaker again. I guess like
dagger now. Dawn with Aghanims. We have quite a few item timings coming in. The Aghanims on Invoker as well, leveling up all his orbs even more as well. As of course getting the Cataclysm.
So that Aegis got them a 5k lead. 5 minutes of Aegis, 1k per minute. Pretty good. Return on investment.
Yeah. Anarel just wants to try and sit and tap some experience, maybe push out the lane, but I think he's gonna get punished.
Yeah, he's being found.
I've just realized the Tusk and the Invoker.
That is very strong. I've just realized we've got a similar situation to Extreme Gaming here, by the way. Extreme Gaming with, you know, XXS and XM and Jinkyu. Here we've got Boom. They've got to rename to Joom or something. Jackie Boys and Jabs and Januel, Jarmel and Jims. All the J's. Top lane, we've got ourselves a move though. Wheel of Wonder trying to protect Armel, and Tim's trying to get away from this Nigma Galaxy rampaging Marcy with the Unleash. They'll lose the Tim's Ringmaster though.
They lose the support for now, but the cores are really not farming that rapidly as well when you're sitting back like this. It's a tough spot. We need to find a chance for them to break the pattern. I think they want to go with the Shiva's timing on Sand King, but that's still 1,200 gold away, and it can't come soon enough. They need it against Marcy and the IO for the healing and counter even the Dawnbreaker.
The map just gets incredibly, incredibly small now for Boom. Wards being placed, outposts taken, tier 2s dropping. And the fact that, like, this is the thing with Dawnbreaker, why I loved it so much during that meta of it. Dawnbreaker now can become a carry. She is a Spectre, farming all of the weird camps that no one wants to touch, all the little boglets and croakers that everyone hates. Invoker doing a similar thing with his Boots of Travel and the Sunstrike, globally able to pressure a lane, control an area, and have impact.
Yeah, it's like the anglerfish kind of approach. They show the Tusk like, oh, you want to fight my Tusk? And then suddenly, boom, it's the entire team having impact around it. We see it again up here top. So, very annoying to play against the Boom. A little dance.
Yeah.
These dances, they will not last very much longer, by the way, because soon the Nullifier is coming in from Marcy, and that's going to be jigs up for the 4-staff plus escape act.
Yeah, it's not a happy dance. That is a sad dance.
More
the male scanned. He's got no maneuverability items. We do have relocate and Solar Guardian though.
Can they save him?
Can they save Sumail? He's being gone on. Solar Guardian's there, still alive, still up and running. He will die. Sumail gone, but the turnaround here from Nigma Galaxy very strong. Morphling trying to run away with jabs on the right-hand side as Armel crashes through them. Ghost unable to latch on a target this time around, so Jackie is TPing home. Armel swashbuckles the high ground to get through the twin gate, the stun to the snowball, and the dispose. That'll catch the Pango.
Yeah, they get their target, and they do get a hefty payday for killing Sumail's Invoker there. 836 plus 609. Very good amount of gold. On the other hand, though, it's pretty punishing. Again, they get killed, they get forced back, and it is again Nigma who are playing the field. You ran away licking your wounds, and the Marcy is just accelerating her game even more. It's kind of what they need to do, though. They almost need to try and like play on timings, but it's so hard. With the CDR talent on Solar Guardian from Dawnbreaker, she has her ulti again in 20 seconds. So good luck making another move before she's ready.
You can't play around with those cooldowns. Tormentor time. Pretty easy one here with the IO sustain.
Get the Tusk Shard. Always feels good. It's like a little quality of life shard. You can farm creep waves with it. Roche? I mean, is there any way you can take it though? You need Morphling. They're looking for more for the Roche, but it's not the fastest. Most of their heroes are pretty bad against Roche.
Another DD rune denied by Sumail and his Forge Spirits.
Marcy,
Ghost.
Tanky target.
Straight up grip. Wheel of Wonder, the Cataclysm's coming though, and his IO has already saved Ghost enough. The BKB is out. Marcy needs to save the GH IO now and turn to battle jabs as Armel crashing on the IO will finally kill her off. Dawnbreaker is here though to turn and burn with Yamich from that high ground jumping down. Armel, he's dead. Yamich doesn't find that additional target. Was trying to get the +1 as he launched himself down to that river. But still, a 4 for 1.
Yeah, I actually don't think that Marcy is ever the jump target. You need to find Dawnbreaker or Invoker. Those are acceptable targets to go on. If you go on Marcy, look at her, dude. Look at her armor right now. She's sitting at 41 armor. She has a BKB. She has a Sanjin Yasha for the static resistance. This is not an easy kill when Solar and Relocate and all the... I mean, even the Cataclysm onto Bane during his Fiend script. Generally, he kept going with the Fiend script like, I need to do this, but ow, you know, taking a full land on the Cataclysm, he almost insta-died to it.
Yeah, I guess from the other perspective though, right, is Nigma Galaxy put Marcy in that position for that reason. Like, GH was pretty far behind, waiting for that moment. As we see a Relocate onto the Morphling here, catching out Jackie and killing him off without a chance to react.
Yeah.
Now the +1.
They saw the Manta style on bottom, right? He showed his illusions, so they know he doesn't have a dispel right then, and that's just awful for him. He can't keep himself safe. Normally, you kind of need Hex to do this to a Morphling, but with Manta on cooldown, easy target.
Oh, Armel.
The jump forward.
He's going to roll away.
Defensive ulti, though, to get away. so costly. So costly. It's one of the tools that they need to play back into the game. That going on cooldown just gonna allow Nigma to play even more confidently. Right now it's hard to say how Boom are gonna work their way back into this game. It feels like Nigma are just running the show entirely, 16k lead, and I don't know who you go on. Like I said, Dawnbreaker is the ideal target, I guess, but she's always farming in such a far away spot. Really good positioning by him. As I say that, he goes bottom. Maybe he could die down here.
Yeah, I don't know what Boom can do. It's going to take some serious magic to find these targets, to have, you know, the vision, the positioning, everything's got to pay off for them. And the one ward they have right now that Tims is standing by might just be the only chance they have to fight outside of their base.
Yeah, I think so. They sleep up the Dawnbreaker, but nothing more coming out of that. Oh, Pango.
Yeah.
He doesn't have roll even.
He does swash the low ground though. Little roll up and tries to juke away, but Noob on his tail, but the Sunstrike help. Armel into the Roche pit.
He's juking and jiving.
Oh, the blink. He's tanking through the damage, swashes, but the snowball's there from Yamage.
He had the blink. I don't think he realized the shield allowed him to get the blink out there.
Oh,
he could maybe have gone away. It would have been a 6 survive. Blink was ready for like 1.5 seconds, or 1 second at least. Unfortunate for him. He definitely tried his best, but I think it's easy to forget that you randomly get the shield and suddenly you find that moment to get out.
No, it wasn't to be. I know we've got another 2 minutes of Aegis here for Ghost to find that last outer tower. Nigma Galaxy can start thinking about the high ground. They've dewarded this spot, so yeah, no real vision outside the base for Boom to play into.
And they saw all the heroes. Again, Dawnbreaker with that 10-minute mark vision, saw every single hero is sitting inside the Radiant base, and that's where they want them. So now they can confidently just farm the map, build their lead even more. I mean, they can start trying to go high ground, but into Ringmaster, Sanking ulti, these big spells, why would you risk giving a comeback like that? So yeah, they're just gonna chill for now. Maybe towards the end of the Aegis, we'll see them go.
Right, the Vice on Invoker has a massive pickup here for Sumail. So what, they've pushed out top with Invoker, then he's come down bottom to join the team. Mid is shoved, bot is shoved. A line drawn there by Jabs.
Oh,
maybe thinking about just going out of the base to play out there. Oh, the scan. So Nigma knows there's people out on the left side of the map, so yeah, they just play up the high ground.
Yes, and then the Marcy, she has the Aegis 1 minute, so let her just auto-attack and see what happens.
Oh, I see what's happening.
To get rid of her.
So Sumail was top and pushing, and Boom thought that was a chance to go and pick him off and find him in the jungle while he was like farming, being greedy. But now they have to come back and defend, and they've already lost their tier 3 tower because Ghost and Nigma, realizing the situation with that scan they had, the read they've got, are just pushing the advantage, calling that bluff and saying, hey, we are on your high ground.
Yeah. HP dropping really low for the Marcy. Kind of being shoved away. Tower did fall already, but the heal's coming in. Marcy back at it. And this is tricky, man. You want to kill the IO somehow, but how do you go on the right target? Actually, they're not going on Tusk.
They find Tims. The Ringmaster gets a bit of a gap with the help of the Nightmare.
In trouble.
The Guardian is coming in. They're going to get a catch on Sumail in the back, thanks to Jabs and Armel, though. So Invoker down. The buyback from Ringmaster comes into play. The chase onto Sanking, though. Noob and Ghost on his tail will find him and kill him.
Very, very good defense. They are getting on the backline, getting on the Invoker, getting the better trade, even though it cost them a buyback. I mean, that was dirt cheap for how far behind they are, making that hold. And we see the weakness, perhaps, of the Invoker not going for a BKB at all. The Pango ulti, Sanking jump. He can't keep himself safe. The Hex is great, but it's not a very defensive item.
No. If you're getting jumped on like that. Armel.
Oh no, they're knocking him. Yamich wants to jump.
He blinks to high ground. Swashbuckles a bit of distance away, but in comes the Marcy. They've caught out this Pango. A help from Tims is here with a wheel. The whip A bit of help to crack back in towards Nigma Galaxy with the little box to save him. They've also gripped up this Marcy, but that's just to buy time for Armel to slip away. Hang on, Jackie and Armel, they want to chase this one. They're getting in on top of Yamage. There's the jump, Ghost. Oh, it just blows up Armel. Disappears, Solar Guardian over the top. Jackie boy trying to stand his ground and fight, but you are lacking in damage and control. Jabs, he went into the back, but he's been transferred over to him and turned around on quickly. The Invoker with a massive damage from range. Morphling has to manta and try and get out of here as Armel brought back, crashing in with the Rolling Thunder, but he's trapped. He's stuck between the shards and the tree lines. The edge of the map, not his friend. Armel getting snowballed upon now. Yes, he saved his Morphling, but he's going to get caught out here. Yamage and Ghost right over the top, flying to the top rope, down onto the Pango, and he's dead for a minute and a half.
They barely got away with the Morphling there. The Sunstrike was off the mark after a Hex combo. I don't think he got the Atos onto the Morphling as well, but still significant damage done. Pango dead for 80 seconds. Using his buyback as well. This is just green lights go for them.
No creeps in the base yet. There we go. Backdoor protection. Ticked out of bounds as they'll go for this tier 3 top.
Thank you, respawn. He has the ninja gear. Maybe he can get in position for a big ulti. They could still muster up a fight, but Dawnbreaker ulti is already off cooldown.
Yeah, they just put Ghost on his Mastery up at the front line.
And this Dawnbreaker level 20 talent with Solar Arabius is so big, man. The massive AoE.
Osamil. He's found the Morphling. He's just dead.
Got him. Solar kill. Oh, get spotted there. Heck.
So that right there, I learned a lesson a couple of years ago from Yatoro. He had an interview talking about his Morphling, and someone asked him, when you're Morphling, why are you always shifting up and down, shifting up and down? And it's a very simple answer. If you are not shifting and you get caught, you're 100% dead. But if you are shifting, there's a 50% chance that you are shifting up with strength. And Jackie there not shifting at all means that he is 100% dead.
That's actually true. Yeah, that's a funny way to think about it. I'm not a Morphling nerd, so I never really thought about it like that. I see a lot of Morphlings not doing the shifting at all, but it's true. Some of the Morphling nerds will sit there and just shift the entire game back and forth.
I'll jump in from Armel. They know they've got to do something here and now. Buy back the Morphling. Get in with jabs. Good catch on GH. The IO is dead. No buyback for him, but Ghost gripped up through the BKB. They need Invoker to arrive with Noob quickly. Ghost gets out of there. They go to the Morphling and look to blow up Jackie Boy, about to die to the meatball and the hammer, but he has survived. Now Chanabel gone to Sumail, while Ghost and Noob, they escape unscathed. Well, Armel does slice down Yamage at least.
Yeah, this Pango walking up. Hex is off cooldown. Invoker could go in here if they want to go. Don't even need him.
They do not. Dead again for well over a minute.
Invoker looking for bigger targets. Tanking is here. Lurking. Doesn't have ulti though. If they get vision on any single target, I think Nigma would be happy to jump, especially Ringmaster.
Finish off the melee barracks, easy as that. Triple Forge Spirit's going to go into the Radiant base and scout things out as they'll prepare this mid lane for a shove up there. I mean, knowing Pango doesn't have buyback, Bane dead for 20, your IO has just respawned, and the outpost is ready. Nigma Galaxy prepare themselves for this final killing blow here in game 2.
Yeah, they're looking pretty monstrous at this stage. They got the Disperser as well and Ghost for the extra bit of speed and the Dispels.
Dire are scanning.
Rolling the enemy wisdom as well. They can give it to Invoker. Sumail called he wants the level 25. Gets himself well onto the way towards it. Now, Sumail did go for BKB, by the way, after. So he's got it ready now. Got a Midas that he's holding on to. A little memento from the early game, but I think it's about to be sold after this usage, perhaps.
His childhood toy.
Yeah, my favorite. Well, he's level 25 now, so he's outgrown it. He doesn't need it anymore. Time to sell it to buy back money.
Little fluffy puppy, stuffed animal. It's lost its ear. His eyes are falling off. A little raggedy.
Oh,
the Midas is well loved, well used.
Not Mr. Snuffles.
No! Sound device on this Dawnbreaker as well. Morphling waveforms. Could have been an opening, but it looks like They're respecting that potential backup, which is there. Boomer, all 5 ready in this bottom right corner to make a play.
Oh, this is DD on top. They didn't scout it. Are they gonna go check? They will. Oh, Ghost is hitting hard now. Got the refresher shard as well on the IO. Could pass that over to Dawnbreaker later on. Would be really big for him to get his hands on. Or just keep it on IO. I don't know. I mean, it's not the most amazing to have 2 relocates, but...
Alright, it's all in time now. Morphling BKB. Bane has removed all items but Boots and Aghanim Scepter. Ooh. So we've got the Ags Bane ready to go and grip someone at least.
Refresher on the Invoker. He has the double Hex, double Cataclysm ready.
Man, they jumped the Morphling. They found the perfect target to go on. And Jackie is dead. He's gone. Hexed up. Gone for 100 seconds. And Nigma Galaxy, they're going to dive past the tier 4s and they're thrown here to find Tims. Look at Armel. The grip is good with the burst strike back, though. They've killed off Noob, buys back himself. Marcy's second life about to pop up as surveilling damage focused on the buildings. What happened there? Back? The Nightmare drag back was at the Yoga Skill Totem bouncing Ghost around. A little awkward in the situation, but he's fine nonetheless. And now another catch. Scythe into Rod. Meatballs dropped and GG called. Nigma Galaxy